Hey everybody. So this morning when I woke up, God really put on my heart to talk about something totally different. And I'm gonna be honest, this week, Thursday and Friday, I really didn't have quiet time. So I really didn't have a chance to hear from God. But this morning I did. I had my quiet time. And so we're gonna switch it up just a little bit. So I hope you enjoy what we do today. So before I get to what God put on my heart today, I wanted to share an interview that I did with my husband. It was rather long, so I had to edit it for the most important parts, but I did want it to at least be seen. So please enjoy this brief interview. So, Demetri, say hi to the people.
Hey, how y'all doing?
And as you know, as you've been following along, we're talking about mental health. And mental health does not just impact the person who is struggling with the illness. It also impacts the people who they are around. So, Demetrius, how is it dealing with someone who is OCD?
Stressful at times. It's real stressful at times because it's like no matter how hard you try to what's the word I'm looking for? How many you try to make things right or try to see it the way the other person wants it to be, it seems like it's not always there.
I am a creature of habit and rituals for certain things. Like in the morning times, he'll ask me like if DJ has medicine. See, in my brain, DJ gets medicine on the way out the door because the medicine is kept in the kitchen. We go through the kitchen, go to the garage. So it just kind of makes sense to do it that way. But like in his brain, it's like, okay, DJ is up.
Get to him. I mean, the child is up. Go on and give him the medicine. Why wait to the last minute? And then what if something comes up? Then you forget to get a child medicine going out the door.
But see, you don't forget if you're following the same routine. So if you're following a routine, then you don't forget. You forget things when you break your routine. And then I'm really particular about things being in certain places. And then Demetrius will move it because he's being helpful for, because the places I put things are not places that you would normally think, okay, yeah, well, she put that there for that. Your brain, I think his brain sometimes thinks, well, she just left that, so let me move it and put it up. So, like, how do you tackle all of this when you're having to deal with me and all of my quirks?
I have to woosah sometimes. And just, I guess just how I try to look at it in your perspective and look at it through your eyes. You have things certain ways, you've been doing it for so long, and it's just a habit. And well, I won't say it's a habit, but it's just the way things are with you. And sometimes it's stressful at times. But I just have to take it day by day with it.
And there are some, and I do try to, I try to be, I try to be considerate of Demetrius and realizing that, okay, Portia, like I literally in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, it's not that serious, let it go. Like I have to really literally play that through because otherwise it just makes me really anxious and then my stress levels and then it rolls into the anxiety. And I don't think Demetrius has seen me have a full-blown panic attack. Have you seen me have a full-blown panic attack?
I don't think so.
So that's great because we've been together now for 4 years. So I have not had a full-blown panic attack since we've been together. So, but I have had moments where I just kind of withdraw. It's almost like
shutting down.
Yeah.
She shuts down on me.
Yeah, it's borderline I can almost feel myself. I get so anxious that I feel like I'm almost depressed about stuff, but it's not the same as when I was dealing with depression. It's not the same feeling. It's weird. I can't really explain it. But I do. One of my mechanisms, it seems lately for anxiety is to just not to shut down, I think, but I just gotta get away from everything. So when I do shut down or shut you out, how does that feel? Or how do you deal with it? Like,
dealing with it, I give you your space to get let you get yourself together, or however you need to cope with what's going on. Try to just and be there for if anything that you may need, comfort or talk to. So just I try to be there for you, and most important thing.
but my anxiety over the past, I would say 6 months, seemed like it was a lot worse. Even though I didn't have any panic attacks, I had a lot more moments of I can't I can't deal right now, and needing to just decompress and take care of me. And that's really hard when you have a 2 year old, because he doesn't understand that mommy is anxious right now, and mommy is trying to keep it all under control before it explodes out in tears or rage or shivers and shakes. I just wanted to take this moment to talk a little bit with my husband and get his perspective out there, because I know that you all, if you are struggling with mental health, there is someone who's there, hopefully beside you, supporting you or just needing to understand you. So again, I'm hoping that this just creates dialogue, because at the end of the day, that's what we need to happen for mental health to become something that is no longer taboo, and that we discuss openly and honestly, and people aren't embarrassed to talk about it. So, as always, I love you all. Peace. All right. So, when I woke up this morning, completely transparent moment. Any parent out there knows how strenuous it is raising young adults. Okay, like, you think, when I know for me, when Madison turned 18, my thought was, oh, she gonna be 18, hey, I'm done. No, that's not a reality. And so that is taxing, raising a young adult, especially one who is a lot like yourself, who you can't tell nothing. You can't tell them nothing. They got to figure it out. They don't believe nothing until they do it themselves. So I have that child. Okay, I have me. And then I also have the 2-year-old who's very needy. He's going through a really needy stage this morning. So, like, during my prayer time and my quiet time, God was really kind of dealing with me with my inability, okay, to be comfortable with putting me first. And that is still really difficult. Because this morning when my daughter called, in the midst of stuff that she had going on in her life, and she just kind of needed to get away from those things that she has going on, so she's going to come hang out with me for the weekend. And that's cool, like, I love my child being here hanging out with me. I just would prefer her coming and hanging out when stuff ain't hitting the fans, when she just want to come hang out. Because when stuff is hitting the fans, you want someone to hear you. You want to vent. You want to, get it out of your system. And in that moment, it was really just so do I not woosah this weekend and be a mom, or do I still do what I planned on doing this weekend? And then at the same time, I have the 2-year-old who won't get out of my lap to let me get up to do what it is that I wanted to do. So, and mind you, all of this happened after my quiet time, my prayer time. So I'm like, God, really? Really? So I heard God say to me in that moment, shortly after I hung up the phone with my daughter, when I was trying to get DJ out of my lap to go use the restroom, I heard God say in that moment, so everything that I've just said to you, you just... And so it was a moment of wow, like ouch. If he talking about you, just say ouch. And I had to figure out how I was going to be able to have this a very adult conversation with my daughter about me having to prioritize me as well as be there for her. Find that balance, okay? Because that's so important to find that balance. That's what I'm realizing. But luckily, her hit the fan moment and her woosah moment when she stepped away from the situation. She said she was on her way here and then she decided to turn around and go back home and deal with it instead of just walking away from it. And I was super proud. And I know that that was nothing but God, okay? I have done better about thinking about me first, but a lot of times I feel guilty when I do think about me. But what I have realized, and so many of my friends that I have need to realize, because everyone in my circle, we seem to deal with the same issues, is that if my cup is empty, how do I pour into your cup? How do I become the helpmeet for my spouse, the mother for my children, the coach for my cheerleaders? How do I become that individual if I'm always drained? I can't be my best self if I don't block out time for me. And that's been really hard, especially, with in my marriage and with the 2-year-old, finding time to just really wrap myself in whatever it is that I need to wrap myself with. I want to be in a place where I have found balance. And I know too many women, and I don't know who this message is for, but there are too many of us that try to be everything to everybody, and we can't be everything to everybody. And then what's most frustrating for some people is that we're everything to everybody, but then there's nobody there for us. And this message has kind of been coming at me all week when I sat down and thought about it, this morning, because my cousin made a post about it recently. He was saying something like, everyone calls me, but when I need somebody, who do I call? But I had a woman tell me once, and she battled with a lot of things in her life, and I'm definitely not gonna put her out there. But I remember her telling me, clear as day, is that you have the right to be selfish. You have that right. And I'm not saying that you need to be selfish 24/7, but you have the right to be selfish. You have the right to take care of you. And that message resonated again so loud to me this morning. And I am trying to find the balance to being a wife, a mother, a coach, and then Portia. Because Portia needs to exist also. And not just Portia on the job, Portia outside of the job. Not Portia as anything else but Portia with no other titles. That person has to begin to come to the top. Not even I don't even want that Portia to be equal to everything else. I want that Portia to be fit to get 35 to 40%, and then everything else divides the other 60%. And I feel like a lot of times I've been making myself get an equal share of everything else. And that doesn't work because I'm tired. And this week has been the first week that I can say Friday came and I didn't feel the weight of the world on my shoulders. I was able to go and exercise a couple of days, block time out at work where I just did not work. Like, I literally walked away from the computer, came over here to this couch, stretched out on the couch. I took a nap twice this week, y'all. Twice. Okay. So it's progress. And I'm not going to say that there are going to be weeks that I fall back into the old habits, but it's an everyday type of situation. And I pray that whoever needs to hear this, you receive this as well too, and you begin to make you a priority. Y'all know I love you as always.